The Pintsize Powerhouse Rylan Charlton. Rylan, how we doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. I appreciate your time this evening. I know you've just come from training. We've got the recently announced big fight with Adam Azim headlining the Boxer show on a Sunday afternoon. Something a bit different, Super Sunday. Yeah, how's things? How's camp going? How excited are we for the 27th of November?
Yeah, very excited about this fight. We've been asking for this fight for quite a while, and it went quiet for a bit, and my name was still getting put out there in interviews and stuff, and there was no negotiations going on, and it's getting a bit frustrating. But yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing. The fight's finally matched up, and yeah, on a Sunday afternoon, which is a funny one, but I quite like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned there, and it was something that I was going to come on to about this fight. It's been rumored, it's been mooted for a little while. Why now? Why has the fight come up about now from the information that you know?
I feel like everyone wants to see Azim in a test. I mean, he's not really fought anyone. His last opponent was nothing. It gets boring seeing him bowl over all these easy guys. And yes, he's looking mustard doing it, but it's easy to look good against geezers like that. So I feel like he needed a test. And yeah, they finally picked me, which is perfect.
Yeah, so Adam Azim is the opponent, as you say, highly touted. He's 6 wins, no losses, 5 wins by knockout. He's on that 5 win knockout streak. What are you expecting to see in the ring there, Rylan, on the 27th? Of course, you're a step up in class, a huge step up in class from what he's seen so far. But from these 6 fights that he's had so far, what are you seeing? Are you seeing what everybody else is seeing? Why he is so highly regarded?
I mean, he's decent. He is decent. He's no mug, but I just feel like he needs to be tested, and I feel like this may be a little bit too soon for him. I feel like we're gonna see boy versus man. Like he's young, he's never been in a real fight before. He's fought guys that aren't really punching back, and I will be punching back. And I've been in some, I've been in deep waters in this game, so yeah, he's gonna. I don't really know how he's gonna. I feel like it's gonna be a bit too soon for him.
Yeah, that's it. You know, looking at your record, you've had 13, 14 fights, yourself somewhere around that. But in terms of the caliber of fighters that you've been in with, you were obviously vastly more experienced than Adam Azim in the professional ranks. You took the undefeated record of Joe Laws. Do you see similarities in that? That, you know, back then, Joseph Laws behind closed doors, he was highly touted. And I'm not comparing Laws and Azim as such, but the fact that it's a highly touted, highly regarded prospect that you're taking on. Do you see similarities in the situations there?
I do, yeah. I feel like, I mean, what was when I fought Joe Laws? I think he was 9-0, knocked out five. So he was regarded as like a big puncher, and I mean, I dismantled him in all 3 rounds. It was kind of there's a lot of hype around fighters sometimes, and Azim is good. He is good. There might be a little bit too much hype around him. But I don't think. I think he's too young. I think he's too young, and that's all it is. And he will be a champion one day, but yeah, not yet. It's good that he's so young now because he can come back from a loss, 100%. Um, but I do see similarities in the Laws fight. Definitely, I feel like records you can get these records of all these knockouts and stuff, but anyone can do that when they're fighting nobody's kind of thing. Um, Records are for DJs. Like, who cares about records? As long as you're fighting the best, then they're good.
Absolutely, absolutely. We know what we're going to get with the pint-sized powerhouse. We've touched on it already, but at this point in your career, Rylan, what is Adam Aziz going to be facing in the ring come November 27th?
He's going to be facing a different pint-sized powerhouse. A pint-sized powerhouse that's got daddy strength now. I've had a daughter recently. I've got this daddy strength. I'm going to be coming in with a whole different motivation. And I think with the main event, so I thrive under pressure, and especially being the underdog. Everyone's giving me this, oh, you're going to get knocked out and all this sort of stuff. And I'll be, he's got all the pressure on his shoulders. He's a young kid with all this pressure on his shoulders. I've got no pressure. I've got no undefeated record. I'm just coming in there to do a job.
Absolutely. Do you feel that that's where you thrive, that you're at your best against the likes of Azim as the underdog? You went in, Joe Laws was the underdog. That was really your coming out party, if you like. And Florian Marku, although the result didn't go your way, you had your moments in the fight and you was a big underdog in that fight. Do you feel that's where you're at your best? Do you thrive on that? Do you kind of chase being the underdog and being written off?
I think I do. Yeah, I think I like it. I mean, a lot of people, yeah, always just think, he's not going to win. He's not going to win. So in that way, there's no pressure because I can get in there, I can do what I want, and if I don't win, no one thought I was going to win anyway. But you go in there, I've got zero pressure for this, and the motivation I've got for it is the most motivation I've ever had for any fight for this one. Especially how much smoke they're blowing up Azim's ass, how amazing he is. Don't get me wrong, he is decent. He's no mug, but I don't think he's ready for me. I do not think he's ready.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got ambitions of being Britain's youngest ever world champion. I've seen that in a
Mm.
couple of interviews. Do you think him, maybe his team, Shane McGuigan, maybe, I'm not sure. Do you think they're overlooking Rylan Charlton? Do you think there's a possibility of that creeping in to their mindsets, even though they won't admit it publicly? Do you think they see you as a stepping stone to bigger things?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I've got a little bit of a name, so if he beats me, he's beating someone with a name, and it will sort of boost him up. So yeah, they're definitely looking over me a little bit, and they're probably thinking that I'm just coming in for a payday. That's what they're probably thinking. No, he just wants a payday. He's probably had a kid, just wants a payday, just wants to chill out. I don't. I want this victory, 100%. So I think they're probably overlooking me a little bit. Yeah, but I don't mind.
Absolutely. So the fight is going to be headlining the Boxer Show, 27th of November at the Alexandra Palace, which is quite unique. It's known, I think, more for
Yeah.
the darts. It's going to be in the afternoon as well. And although this isn't, if you've gone abroad and you're fighting in Dubai or America and you're in early hours UK time, is there any alterations you've had to make to camp to factor in the fact that it's going to be on a Sunday afternoon as opposed to a Saturday evening, maybe? Is there any slight changes there?
No, not really. No, because I'd rather fight at that time, to be honest. Because starts getting towards the evenings. I like my evenings. I like simmering down in the evenings. Last thing I want to do is get up and have a fight. So I quite like the fact that it's an afternoon show. I'm excited for that, especially Sunday afternoon. The old Sunday fun day. It's brilliant.
Absolutely, I think it's going to be quite a bizarre scenario that you have the fight in. Obviously, from your point of view, you hope you get the win, and then what do we go home
Mhm.
to your daughter and maybe a Sunday roast? I know you're a chef in another
Yeah.
life. Is that the plan?
I reckon I probably want to get home, probably order a dirty takeaway, to be honest. I don't think I'm going to fancy cooking after a fight like that's going to be because it's going to be a good one. So, yeah, come home, relax, chill out, and yeah, enjoy the victory.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we look forward to the 27th of November. Rylan, I just want to look back at the boxing series. It's a fascinating concept. It's a very exciting
Yeah.
concept. Three-minute rounds. A potential is it three fights in one night. You took part back in, was it February? Somewhere around earlier.
April, that was
April,
in.
sorry.
Yeah.
You was it was a losing effort. You got to the final and you was beat by Chima on points. Yeah, take us through that whole experience of the shorter rounds. I think going in, you was one of the favourites, if not the favourite, going in because of your style, your compactness, and your power was
Mhm.
favoured in those shorter fights. Yeah, how was that for an experience, and what do you take away from that?
Yeah, that was really good. I did really enjoy that. I enjoyed the whole concept of just the 3 rounds, 3 minutes. There was no time for kind of boxing skill in that. It was more time for work rate and just getting on them kind of thing. So I kind of enjoyed it because it's almost like putting your head down and just windmilling in and just trying to like land one kind of thing. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I got to the final. I mean, Chima was he was all right. I mean, he caught me with probably the more eye-catching shots. I thought it was very close. Um, but yeah, obviously he got the win, and I was a bit gutted. But it was fun. It was probably the most fun I've had in this sport because yeah, three different opponents in one night. That's brilliant. It's like go back to the changing room, all your adrenaline kind of calms down. The second fight, you've not got adrenaline. It's just you just go in there and you just get the job done. So yeah, that's something I did really enjoy, to be honest.
Something I was going to touch on there is what was the experience like in between fights? Because if you lost the first fight, that's just like if you like a normal fight night. You've had your fight,
Mm.
one or you've lost, and you go home, you shower, you go home. But what was the experience like getting back to the changing rooms and then kind of trying to reinvigorate yourself and go again for a second fight? And of course, obviously, it's only 3 3-minute rounds. You're not looking at a
Mm.
4 or 6 and 8 or a 10 rounder, but you've still got to maintain that adrenaline, that juice, and that want to go back out into the ring and start all over again, if you like.
Yeah, I feel like this going in for the second fight, there was not much adrenaline. It was just went back to the changing room, kind of collect yourself again, kind of bring your heart rate down as low as possible to just try and completely chill. Even though you know you've got to go back in there and do it again, but you just got to bring that heart rate down, try and chill, and then it kind of gets back up there, but it gets back up there more in like excitement and not like an adrenaline, like oh, like can't control it kind of thing. It's more like of just excitement. And the second fight, yeah, it was just fun. And then walking back out there on that stage, that's normally my worst part is walk out on the stage because I always worry about tripping over in front of everyone. Being in the ring's all right, that's the easy part. I feel like getting to that ring is difficult, but it was quite fun with less adrenaline. It was quite chilled out. So it's something that, yeah, I really thrived off that. I really enjoyed it.
So the final was a losing effort to Chima, unanimous decision over 3 rounds. Is that something you'd want to revisit in maybe a 10-round fight, in a, if you like a fuller fight?
Yeah, for sure. Because I feel like that Chima was hanging on for dear life in the third round. I feel like if we had one more round, I would have come out exactly the same. Yes, I was blowing out my ass, but I don't stop. I've got no off button. I would have continued coming in the fourth round, fifth round, and he wouldn't have been able to handle it. I guarantee I would take out Chima within 4 or 5 rounds if we had a 6 round fight easily. I mean, he was decent, but he wasn't that good. I didn't think. I just thought he caught me with more eye catching shots maybe, and yeah. But I think over 6, over 8, over 10, I'd take him out.
Interesting, interesting. So moving forward, Rylan, obviously we're not going to overlook the 27th of November, but what is the career plan of Rylan Charlton at this stage in your life? Are we looking at title ambitions? Are you happy to be in the mix with big fights with the like of Adam Azim or Chima, or maybe coming in, if you like, as the opponent for some of these prospects? What's the career goals of Rylan Charlton at the minute?
So at the minute, we are going to become the upset king. That is going to be my new name. Cause an upset. I like causing upsets. I like coming in as the underdog. So cause this upset, and then it's going to be titles for sure. I wouldn't mind. I want to get in with the biggest people, either lightweight, because I can always still make lightweight. So we're obviously coming up a little weight for this, but always make lightweight, light welterweight. Any of the guys at the top who have got belts, I do want them, and I don't mind coming in as the B side. I'm happy to come in as the underdog, and I want to be the Underdog King. That's what my name wants to be.
All right, that's got a ring to it. The Pintsize Powerhouse becomes the Underdog King. It's got a ring to it.
Yeah, it has, isn't it?
Absolutely. So, Rylan, I think we'll finish off with I'm going to put you on the spot here, a prediction for November 27th. You see, obviously fully confident in getting the win, but how do you go in there, and how does Rylan Charlton defeat Adam Azim?
I'm going to beat him up. I'm going to be all over him, and I'm going to beat him up. That's how it's going to end.
We look forward to it. Rylan, it's always a pleasure catching up. I really appreciate your time this evening. Is there anything you'd like to add before we finish?
I just want to thank everyone for all the support and all of my sponsors. I want to thank them all. And yeah, keep supporting the Pintsize Powerhouse because we're coming for the upset.
Absolutely. We look forward to it. Best of luck, Rylan, and we'll speak again
Thank
soon.
you very much.